Hi, my name's Kathy. I work at the Hamilton East Public Library and I'm a master gardener in Hamilton County as well. Today I'm here to talk to you about planting things in pots, something that I love to do. Although I am new to doing it as far as growing food in pots. I've always had a large garden and grown vegetables in the garden and grown flowers in flower beds. But this year, because of kind of the way the world is, I decided to do more of my planting of vegetables in pots. You can see I've got a wide array here. I've got herbs and I've got, sugar snap peas and carrots and tomatoes and all sorts of other things in groupings around the yard. What I like about this is I've got a bunch of pots in different areas so they're easy to water. Watering takes time, and having them together kind of creates this little ecosystem of humidity around them, and is easier instead of having to water all over the place. So today I'm going to show you how to plant in a pot. So I have here a pot filled with some good potting soil. Buying potting soil is the easiest way to do this. You really don't want to go and dig up a chunk of your soil. In Hamilton County, we have a lot of bad soil, heavy clay, and it's just not going to grow vegetables well, or flowers for that matter. So buy some potting soil. Sometimes it will come with fertilizer in it, sometimes it won't. I usually like to add some. I have a couple different things here I could use. You'll find things like the Miracle-Gro Shake and Feed. Just read it. This is an all-purpose one. I can use this for anything. I've got a more organic alternative, which is this bag of earthworm castings, and if you wonder what they look like, they're just this sort of a thing. And it's a great natural fertilizer that I can kind of put at the top level of my pot for my plant to be able to use. And with any fertilizer, you're going to need to replenish this through the season. There will be directions on the back of it that will tell you how to use it. In your yard, you won't need to fertilize as often. Pots will be watered more frequently. The fertilizer will wash out faster, so you'll need to be conscious of that. Okay, so today I'm going to plant some Swiss chard. I'm sorry, it just started to pour before we came out here, so my container's a little wet here. But I got this from the Hamilton East Public Library. We have a seed library there, and we have almost 100 varieties of seeds that we have packaged for you to come in and pick up. So hopefully you'll come in. Maybe you've already done that. Maybe you've already started gardening. But you can get up to 15 packages this season per member of your family for growing different things. So this is Swiss chard, and each one of our packages tells you the information you need on it in order to plant it. What sort of light it requires, how deep the seed should go, how long it takes for the seed to reach maturity. Now the Swiss chard are sweet because they mature in 30 to 55 days. That's not very long at all. And they only take 5 to 10 days to germinate, which is when the seed starts to grow. So, get some seeds, try something new, because we have a lot of different varieties that I had never grown before. It is a little tricky to get them out of these plastic bags sometimes, but it also prevents them from just falling out all over the place and you not being able to find them in the garden. So I've got my Swiss chard seeds. I know that I have to plant them a ½ an inch deep, so I'm just going to take the seeds and I'm going to poke them into the soil a ½ an inch deep. There are directions there for how close the plants can be. Oftentimes when the plants start growing, you're going to put more seeds in than you want because things happen. I planted a pot the other day, a squirrel immediately came and dug half of it up. So not all of those are going to grow. So this is how you're going to do that. And if more of them do come up than you want, then simply take your scissors and cut off the other plants that you don't want. That will prevent pulling it out from disturbing the roots of all of the other plants that are in there. Now this Swiss chard is actually going to be quite lovely. It will grow to be, it could grow to be, this tall. The variety we have at the library is called Bright Lights. That's because the leaves are green, but the stems are brilliant colors of yellow, orange, and red. I've got this growing on my front porch. It's just beautiful. I'm doing that instead of plants this year. So, like I said, we're going to fertilize it, we're going to water it. Now, how often are we going to water it? Well, I wish I could tell you that we water it, 3 times a week, but that's just not how it works. You have to water when it's dry. And you're going to know that by poking your finger in. So if you push your finger into the soil of any pot or into your garden and an inch down it's still wet, then you don't need to water. If you put your finger down and an inch down it's dry, then you need to water. And that's going to vary depending on whether it's rained, how hot it is, what sort of material the pot is made out of. A plastic pot is going to hold the moisture better than a clay pot. So if you have clay pots, you'll need to water those more frequently. Now this pot earlier this year grew radishes, and now I'm going to plant the Swiss chard in it. With your pots, when you're growing vegetables, some things mature faster and you'll be able to change them out and put in something different through the season. So it's actually kind of fun. Pots filled with vegetables can be beautiful as well as delicious. So give growing some vegetables a try. And if you've grown them from seeds from our library, feel free to tag us on social media at HEPL Growers. We'd love to see what you're doing in your garden. So happy gardening.